Hey everybody, Sean from Media Assault here, and it's time once again for another movie review. This time is a movie with a little bit of a story behind it. I never planned to purchase this movie. I never knew this movie existed, and it was obtained for free. Now, some critics may get movies for free sent to them by the studio or the director or whatever, but I actually had this movie handed to me by a very beautiful woman wearing a corset at the Texas Frightmare Weekend in Dallas back in April. She came up to me after I was coming out of one of the Q&A sessions. I can't remember which one. I think it was the Saw one. And she asked me if I wanted a free movie, and I said, sure. So she handed me this. Zoom in on that. It's called The Prodigy, and it was released in 2005, or at least it was made in 2005. I believe it was released on DVD in 2010. The back of the box is not real helpful in terms of trying to nail down a date, but according to IMDb.com, it was made in 2005, and then I believe it was released in 2010. Anyway, this is a very low-budget, very unusual film. Last night I decided, what the hell, I'll pop it in and take a look at it and see what it is, considering I have nothing invested in it whatsoever, and I was very surprised, and pleasantly so. This is a really cool, if you've got to make some adjustments, I guess, for it, because it is a low-budget movie. But it's got a really cool premise, and it's actually executed very well. It is about a small-time crime enforcer, works for sort of like a mob boss. He's the type that goes around and beats up people to get them to confess to stuff or, you know, admit that they screwed over his boss or whatever. And he is in the middle of a job, and the job, of course, goes wrong when this guy decked out from head to toe in black, wearing night vision goggles and carrying a submachine gun with a laser sight, comes in and tries to mow everybody down. Month passes by. The enforcer, his name is Truman Fisher. Month passes by, and Truman goes back to work, and he starts piecing together some information about this killer guy who he thought was killed in this job gone bad. Finds out that he's not, and actually finds out later in the film, and this isn't a spoiler because it's actually on the back of the DVD box, that this killer, this assassin, wants Truman to be his successor just because of the emotionless quality that Truman possesses. He's like a perfect killer. And it's sort of this cat and mouse game between these two. And the cool thing about this is it's not your typical mob movie, it's not your typical action movie, it's certainly not your typical crime movie. It's just a really cool idea. Now, again, the execution leaves a little bit to be desired because it is so low budget. The acting, more or less, is not the greatest, but for what it is and what it aspires to be, I really kind of let that go. So, real quick, The Prodigy, I don't know if it's still in print. Amazon does not currently have it in stock, but you can get it used. I don't know where else you may try to find this, but if you do come across this, pick it up. It's called The Prodigy, unrated. It was directed by William Kaufman. It stars Holt Boggs. I haven't heard of him either. But it's very, very cool. And here is the disc art. And that's a shot of the guy that I told you about, the head to toe in black. That's what he looks like. So check out The Prodigy, one of my hidden gems, I guess you could call it, or unexpected surprises in the DVD world. The trailer is available below. I'll put a link to it. And just check it out. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a 6.5, maybe a 7 out of 10. I'd probably lean towards a 6.5. But being that it's something that I just totally wasn't prepared for, I expected this to be more like a 2 or a 3. And it ended up not being anywhere near that bad. So check out The Prodigy. And as always, thanks again for watching. Feel free to rate, comment, and, of course, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Take it easy.